I think you're doing a great thing with what you're taking on with both promoting the island and Thailand in general, and I think there are places that are certainly worthy of it. But even just the discussion around them and about how or why, whether it's geoarbitrage, whether it's retirement, whether it's living a digital nomad type of lifestyle, how this kind of a place, and I'm not saying Samui is the only one in the world, there's lots of great places to do it. And I've seen a lot of those places. I'm just saying.
That's why I want to do the interview.
Look carefully. I choose Samui.
Yeah.
And I could choose anywhere.
Yeah.
So the reason.
You've been to many places around the world and you choose Samui.
Yeah. Careful.
So that says a lot.
It's really a carefully selected option and not just a place that we sort of threw a dart at. We're looking for a cheap place or a luxury place or whatever. There's a lot of really great reasons for Samui and a lot of really great reasons for Thailand and a lot of really great reasons for Southeast Asia in general.
Hey there, welcome to the channel. Greetings from Koh Samui. In this video, I'm coming to you from my friend's house here in Baput.
Hey.
His name's Todd. He's been living in Samui for what now, 5 years?
Yeah. It came for COVID, so yeah, it's 5 years now.
About the same time I've been here.
Yeah, exactly, almost, right? We met very shortly after we both got here. Huh?
That's right. Yeah. And I don't really have many regrets staying here all throughout the pandemic.
No, there's absolutely, it's the opposite of anything regret. I mean, I'm just thankful for the way it works out. I mean, a lot of things have to come into place when you end up on what's really a paradise island. I was biking with Rick the other day, and he was just saying, like, how thankful am I for being here? And your life comes together and you end up in a paradise island because it's your place to live every day.
Life is short, so you might as well make the most of it.
Yeah, goodness gracious. You can only be grateful for it.
Absolutely.
I was in the Canadian Army for 27 years, so a long time and long career. And, you know, at the time that I was looking to exit the system, Afghanistan was the game, and a couple of, tours in Afghanistan. But I'd done a lot of deployments before with the military, and I think at some point that just takes its toll on you. So
I can only imagine.
Yeah,
I can only imagine.
Yeah,
you in Iraq as well?
Not Iraq. Canada completely opted out of the American incursion in Iraq because Canada at the time was politically not engaged that way. So their response to Iraq was no, but they did jump on board with Afghanistan. So that's good. But I'd been in I was there in Saudi Arabia for the first Gulf War. The old ones. I'll age myself there, Emily. The 1991 war, we deployed to Saudi Arabia, and for what was Desert Storm and Gulf War 1.
That's right, I was going to say.
First time war was on live TV, right? And then, but at the end of the career, I was thinking, okay, well, it is ultimately a young man's game, and I just wanted to transition. I was looking for other job opportunities, but mentally, I committed myself to 6 months of exit. I just wanted to be completely out of the workforce for 6 months. 47 at the time. I'd like to be retired at the time, but I don't have the money to be retired.
I know how that goes.
So yeah, exactly. So I think, well, geez, what can I do, to make it work opportunistically? And I rented out my house at the very last minute, and it just took off. So I left for 6 months. I drove the coast of the States all the way to the Mexican border, and just took me and my golf clubs in a convertible.
Wow.
But yeah, it was fun. And then went to Mexico for a few months. But at the end of the 6 months, I was already convinced I did not want to go back. So I needed to find a way. When I'd left, I was originally thinking, how am I going to reframe my career? And, a lot of guys go on to do consulting and that kind of work, offshore work for guys who do what I did in the military.
Yeah.
And I was looking at that as an option, but I wanted more. And I really wanted to travel. Was the end of the day. So I now had a Western pension and some savings, savings and investment stuff. And I'd always been a pretty keen investor. So I think from the investment perspective, I knew there was chance for growth with investing, or at least I hoped there was. You never know what's going to happen really with the stock markets. But, and I felt that with my pension, I had enough to survive, especially in a country where you're geo-arbitraging and effectively using your money to fund a lifestyle, but that you wouldn't necessarily have in your home country.
The word that you just used is key. I think a lot of people, they don't know when they have enough. It seems like it's just never enough.
No, that is absolutely true, Mike. And I think that 6 month transition period allowed me the opportunity to carefully consider that and go, what do I really need? And when I left everything behind. I took at first I took my car, but eventually once I pushed out beyond the 6 months, I cut my life down to an 18 kilogram bag and my bicycle.
Wow.
I was just ready for the transition, and minimalizing everything meant no expenses. And for the first time, the feeling of pure freedom, and I mean pure freedom. No more payments, no more stuff to worry about or care for, or car, insurance, anything. I'm just gone. Me, my bike, one suitcase, and whatever hotel or room or accommodation I find wherever I go. In the beginning, I still had the house. It was rented. I eventually sold it to the renter, and so that was completely gone. So I was, homeless, traveling vagrant for just over 8 years until COVID. And until COVID, when I chose to come to Samui for a place to hide out from COVID, essentially. This is 12 years ago now, so my 6-month vacation is now more than 12 years old. So it just worked out. Yeah, cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
No, that I'm pretty happy with. There was no plan to, say, retire to Thailand. There's no plan to buy a house. There was no money to buy a house. You had to figure those things out. But I was acutely aware at the time that one of the things I would have to do is find an income stream or develop the investments to the point where they would be able to support me effectively.
Super important.
Yeah.
And that's what I would recommend for anybody watching this interview is you need to have some sort of income stream before you just take off to reduce risk.
Yeah, absolutely. In that case, I had it in the form of pension, but for your generation and for younger people now, having something online that gives you a pre-pension.
Mm-hmm.
It's really
basically
quite wonderful. I had to grind it out for 27 years, but now you have the opportunity, and certainly online existence, working as a digital nomad in whatever format that looks like for you. You've got an better opportunity for on-the-road income and then pick your place to live.
And in the beginning, it's probably not going to be very much, but if you stay consistent, put in the work on a daily basis, eventually it's going to add up.
It is, yeah.
And then you're basically just getting paid every single month.
Yeah.
Similar to a pension.
Yeah, similar to the pension. It really is. I mean, you're sort of pensionizing your life, but from a younger age, where you have that opportunity to do it. The pension hasn't grown so much, so I needed to look for other ways, and for me, that avenue became investing, but I just needed to learn.
Into the stock market. Not crypto. Stocks.
Now a tiny bit of crypto. It's taken me forever. I still don't understand it. So
most people don't.
I think I'm never going to.
I don't either.
I've tried, but I can't really wrap my head around it. So yeah, there's a little bit of Bitcoin holding, but I mean, it's just a matter of keeping perspective and trying to look ahead rather than looking behind it. Mm-hmm. It's not really throwing darts at the board per se. I research to a small extent. I want to understand the company. But at the end of the day, if you keep your focus on the world's best and biggest 100 companies, you don't need to chase anything. I don't need to know what the next great thing is. Mm-hmm. Those guys are making money. We know NVIDIA's selling more chips. We know Apple's selling more iPhones. We know McDonald's is selling more cheeseburgers.
They're not going to be going bankrupt anytime soon.
We know the big banks are fine. And the financial risks are minimal. And I don't chase them. I don't actively trade. And part of the way that I was able to minimize my income, allow me to save a little bit, even in retirement, was geoarbitrage and choosing locations. So in the beginning, I was just moving, traveling. It's like 75 countries now.
Wow.
I try and spend at least a month in each one.
Uh-huh. You get to know the culture, the people, and experience the local.
It's a little bit hard to genuinely do it in a 5-day or 1-week visit. You could easily have done 200 countries or 195. I guess it really is by this point. But I'm not interested in checking the boxes. I'm more interested in the experiential things. I had no plan to live in Thailand, but for a lot of compelling reasons, it came for COVID. Chose Samui deliberately because of many factors of why it was ideally positioned as a place to ride out COVID. Italy wasn't a factor. Sardinia and Sicily are nicely isolated islands, still with medical care, still with good food supply, enough tourism infrastructure to sustain you, and easy ways to get out to other countries. My background in the military was medical planning and international medicine, primary trauma care. But I was pretty concerned with seeing the videos in the early days of COVID of people dying in China, people dying in Italy.
Those were scary times.
Scary times and unknown times. And I felt at that point, what I didn't want to be was anywhere near that. But I was in the Philippines at the time, and Duterte was closing down shipping lanes. Philippines, as you know, is an entirely island country with over 7,000 islands.
That's right.
And if you've lost the ability to supply yourself food, I felt I could survive on coconuts and water for a long time. But I was thinking at the time, like, if we're going to be shut down for the world for, in my mind, a year or 6 months to a year, turned out to be worse than that. But here, Thailand has very good internal food supply. Thailand locked down very closely. I mean, I got in the country less than 24 hours before they shut it down. I came from the Sultanate of Brunei, where I'd initially gone to dodge COVID, because it was the last country in the world with no cases. Was the Sultanate of Brunei on the island of.
So you were following this all very closely.
Yeah, I was paying attention because I didn't want any part of it. I'm Canadian, and our Prime Minister called everybody home. And I'm like, you want us to get on a plane with an unknown disease in a flying test tube and all go home? So anyway,
Ain't happening.
No, it wasn't happening for me. So I came to an island. I'd never been to Samui. I had been to Thailand previously, but just looking at Samui from a geographical perspective, there's multiple hospitals on the island. You have fairly easy, you have an international airport, although that was not international anymore. You have easy ways out by boat. You can get back to the mainland quite easily here. Even if the ferry systems was completely shut down, you still have boats for hire here. And you also have a few little islands around here like Koh Samui where you could just disappear into a tent or a hut and hide out if you need to. So that was sort of the whole thinking.
And Koh Phangan and Koh Tower right there as well.
Yeah, still.
Easy trips.
So we ended up spending a lot of time on both of them too over COVID because just to take a look around here. And so that early time frame, we rented, you saw a few of them, 18 different villas. For a month each on these three islands. Yeah, you go.
Those were fantastic spots, especially the one in Nathon.
That was absolutely beautiful.
Amazing.
I wouldn't
sunsets.
I wouldn't even want to know what those are priced at now.
I think it's up to $1 million baht a month.
Yeah, it would be. It's got to be in that range, if not more.
Maybe a little less, but still.
I think in high season you wouldn't be getting it for less than $1 million. And you had a lot of European owners of the homes, and now they've been without revenue for 2 years. So the sort of housing market caved in for 2 years, and your whole plan of buying the place was built on your revenue stream, and now it's been tugged away from you. So those European owners were suffering, and as a result, of course, the prices cratered to some degree here, and I just saw an opportunity. I mean, I was set up in Mexico. I have permanent residency in Mexico. I have a home in Mexico. It's an easy place to live for me, but Mexico was having its own set of challenges with COVID. It's a place that I'd already completed my whole retirement and immigration patterns, and I was just going to live there for a few months each year and go cycling for a few months every year. Mexico was very easy. You can get temporary or permanent residency, and off you go. You don't have to.
And how much is that? How long does that last for in Mexico?
If you end up with the permanent residency visa, that's it. It's your last visit to immigration. You end up with an ID card.
Yeah, that's very tempting.
It is very tempting because once you can either qualify for it financially, or there's a lower threshold to get temporary residency. But if you continue as a temporary resident for 4 years, you're then awarded the permanent residency.
So you have to stay there full time for 4 years?
You don't have to stay. You have to keep that visa alive. So many people opt to keep a significant presence in the country at that time. But if you're gone for a few months a year to travel all the time, you still want to keep them.
No big deal.
No big deal. I looked in a lot of countries. The reason that I ended up chasing 74 countries over those years was looking for idyllic locales to live. Where do you really want to live? So there were some countries that I was excluding because they're not that interesting for a long-term lifestyle situation. I'm in the Middle East, Kazakhstan,
Cape Town,
Turkmenistan. I like South Africa, and I think a lot of people have it kind of like Mexico. South Africa has a bit of a bad rap from the news perspective, but I found it's very beautiful. You have all the safari life, incredible wine country centrally, and Cape Town itself is fabulous.
I would think
Cape Town
so.
and the surrounding bays, really, really beautiful, wonderful fruity life, great wine lifestyle, still very inexpensive. But if you wanted to stay in that corridor for work, Mexico, Panama, Costa Rica, Colombia,
I've been to all those countries.
Ecuador
I like a lot as well. I wasn't so impressed with the infrastructure in a lot of those South American countries.
Yeah, I agree.
Then
I think that's where
Honduras and El Salvador, which is quite dangerous.
But they're cheap.
Dangerous.
But dangerous that comes with it. And that's
Honduras, I just went straight through. I got in a Collectivo. And I just went straight through it, didn't even stop.
Right.
Because I'm like, this seems...
Oh, you didn't want to get off in it.
Yeah.
I haven't had a paycheck in 12 years.
Cheers to that.
So I've now missed my last 240 plus paychecks, and I'm better off now than I was then. but that's because of the investments, not because of pension. The pension underpins expenses and your month-to-month existence.
Yeah.
As can revenue from whatever online
Or
work that you're doing.
401ks, right? In the US, we have the 401k.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's the other things that have the investment side that's grown very well, and that's given us more opportunity. It's given us opportunity to buy a place or to move. But I would not have been in a situation to afford that otherwise. So, you know,
Count your blessings.
count your blessings. Be thankful.
Yeah.
You have the little pension to underscore your circumstance. But I think it also, you know, military. Nobody's getting rich. You have to learn how to effectively manage your money, and you learn to function with nothing, and that's also a good life skill.
Yeah.
If things turn bad, having the skills to adapt and function on very little money is a good life skill, because it's
I've learned this lesson over a few
they're
years.
really valuable lessons.
Yeah, it really is.
And
Also just knowing when you have enough.
yeah,
This is something a lot of people struggle with.
it truly is. And you know, I still have.
You don't need much.
You don't need much,
Especially in a place like Thailand, right? Lower cost of living.
It is lower cost
It's
of living.
pretty easy.
And there's many options for that. There's many countries, you know, Eastern Europe, many peripheral parts of Africa, for instance, and still beautiful countries. They can be. It's unknown to many North Americans, but it's still a great option. And there's Southeast Asia. It's quite fabulous. You can live a fantastic lifestyle here for quite a bit less money than we can.
People that are in the U.S. or Canada, or, you know, even Europe, they just get stuck in a comfort zone.
Yeah,
And they live just with a very narrow focus.
well,
It's hard to see outside.
It is hard to see outside.
Until
I lived in
you start
Japan for
traveling.
6 years also, so Germany was sort of an eye-opener for me, and I liked the culture, liked the country, but it's a hard-working country, and the straight-line focus on work. They love travel.
Very strong work ethic. in
Very strong
Germany.
work ethic.
Yeah.
But what you said about having enough and identifying whether you have enough, the pursuit of money can eat you up. So that can be in the form of a job, in the form of chasing investments. You just want it to be comfortable, where you can have some income coming out without persistently chasing. The guys who do what I did in the military will still say to me, like, you can still work. You can make a lot of money consulting or working on offshore platforms or that sort of thing. You can make a lot of money. What would I do with it?
I have a friend here. He's from Utah, U.S., and he's just retired, I guess about 5 years ago now. He just signed a 3-year contract at a house in Lamai.
Okay.
And, you know, he was working on the yachts in Florida for a long time.
Right.
Got to hang out with P. Diddy and
Oh, you'd be
Just
spectacular people.
crazy stories. And then his boss basically invited him to come back to work on the yachts, and he's like, no, I'm done.
Right. There's no amount of money that would bring me back.
Yeah.
Whatever was the offer out there, somebody said, hey, listen, come back, live in Canada or the States, work for a year, we'll pay
What for?
$1 million a month.
What for?
Zero chance.
Zero chance.
Zero chance I
And
would take
that's
that.
so I feel the same. Like I've worked for companies before, and at this point, I'm just, you know, once an entrepreneur, always an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back into the 9 to 5 rat race again. Plus, a lot of these jobs are being replaced by AI anyway.
I know.
So if you can actually teach people the AI skills, you're going to be indispensable.
This is also how crucial investment is. And your job or your employment lifeline, your monetary lifeline, is changing so very fast.
Rapidly.
And people that think they have very secure jobs may find themselves very suddenly replaced, whether it's
It's
drivers.
already happening.
Yeah, it's already happening.
Already happening.
A close family member was a navigator on aircraft. Air navigator. So if you were on older planes and see, there used to be a navigator station behind the pilots where they've got all the charts and layouts and maps. High-skilled guys, well-educated.
Yeah.
And suddenly the world comes out with GPS. So the pilots used to put the old school GPSs on their seats and put it in the seatbelt and say, "Hey guys, you've been replaced." They really were replaced. That job
Replaced by a black box.
just by a small black box. And imagine what AI is doing. Yeah, how does it change the education system? Do we still need this structure, the infrastructure of schools, universities?
Yeah.
I doubt it would be around in 50 years.
I mean, a lot of the
It might
kids
not be around in
nowadays.
50 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? You're paying huge money in the States, for example. I think maybe the most expensive medical and education systems in the world, right? But what if we don't need those massive institutions to maintain the property that they own, the staff that they own, the maintenance staff, the administrative staff, the teachers? A lot of that isn't going to be a requirement soon.
They could
If
just
not
move
today.
everything to online.
Yeah. Anybody can learn anything they want now online, and your school is right in front of you.
And literally, there's a website called School,
Yeah.
SKOOL,
Yeah,
and there's 170,000 communities on there.
right.
It's tripled in a couple days.
Right.
So it's growing really fast. And then now I've got this school community where I'm teaching people how to build AI automations to save time and money for their business. And that's just going to continue gaining momentum
It is going to continue
over the next few years.
You have
We'll
to
have an IPO soon, which you should probably
There you go. I know.
snatch up if it
It'll
does,
be interesting.
if they do have an IPO.
Yeah.
They're paying out over $1 billion a year to community owners.
So you're bleeding costs like that, right? But so you need the revenue to come in, and in the early stages, you need investors to come in. So it's all reasonable.
Yeah, they have investors too.
And then you get to figure out like single malt scotches as we go. This one, the Tamnavulin 10-year-old, aged in sherry cask, so it spends a decade sitting in sherry cask. But that type of job that somebody can be passionate about. I've done quite a bit of distillery and winery and brewery tours. I'm always interested. But you see these guys, and they're simply passionate about their work and about the
Specialized.
They're so specialized,
Super specialized.
and interested. But that's where I think people want to be, is passionate about what they're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
Entrepreneurial spirit. For me, it was travel. The problem with travel is it's not very lucrative.
Yeah, you're spending more than
You're bleeding it out.
Uh,
But many people in today's age, as you see, yourself included, have turned away to framing their travel experiences and lifestyle into income.
absolutely.
I mean, that's
what I'm doing on this YouTube channel.
Yeah, exactly. Here we are doing
For years, 5 years now.
Yeah.
And it's also been a source of inspiration for a lot of people, and getting people to move to Samui and see what life is like outside of their comfort zone.
I mean, the reasons for me for Thailand are many. First and foremost, Thailand is a beautiful country.
It sure is.
It really is.
Tough to beat. Yeah,
It is. I'm trying to think of what other. The Maldives, for instance, has spectacular beaches. You and I talked about Philippines.
Yeah.
Philippines beaches are jaw-dropping.
They are.
But
White
you don't,
sand, pristine,
just gorgeous,
beautiful.
perfect water,
Beautiful.
stunning. But you don't have the infrastructure.
You're telling me.
You don't have medical care. You don't have the tourism luxury that is available here. Like, you can be very, very comfortable. And even the transportation, internal domestic transportation in the Philippines is still often done by boat. Boat schedules are tough, and the boats are in dubious condition in some places. Similar to Indonesia also.
Also tough to find good Thai food there, I've noticed.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, exactly.
And that's a deal breaker for me, sorry.
Right. Well, here, I mean, we both really love Thai food.
Yes.
And I'm happy to have it most of the time. It's just like when you're living at home. If you're living in the States, you say, I want to feel like Italian. I want Spanish tapas.
Or you need a good burger. Those options
Here
are
on
available.
Samui, you can get everything. And for what's really a small island, you've got big city options. You have 68 five-star hotels on a small
68?
island. I don't know if we have 68 in Canada.
You've done your research, my friend.
I'm always looking at some things like that, but Samui is operating as a country almost as far as tourism. So you've got a small population of about 68,000 permanent people here and 2.5 million annual tourists. That's where the money is. And that's why Samui looks the way that it does. You have a lovely little airport. I mean, there's other places.
It's considered one of the most beautiful airports in the world.
So cute. I mean, the flights are great. Many people are upset about the cost, and the cost of flying to Samui in comparison to other domestic flights in Thailand is expensive.
I think it's the most expensive in the whole country.
Yeah, I think so.
Sure.
I think so. I mean, the flight routes, they're short, but it's expensive to go from. But also, you're here on Samui, you get breakfast on Samui, fly to Singapore for lunch, either take a ferry to Indonesia for dinner or drive across the bridge to Malaysia for dinner. So you can have a 4-country day, any day.
Wow.
From Samui with that international airport, which is lovely. It's a great experience. It's not packed. It's not crazy traffic. I did notice, though, I had to park my motorbike there the other day, and I paid 10 baht.
Oh, me too.
So the first time,
get the little key
I
card.
don't know when they started that.
Yeah, it's relatively new.
Yeah.
But I didn't have spare change, so I had to go to 7-Eleven and get something, and then they gave me the 10 baht.
The security guy gave it to me.
Yeah.
He had change for, I think I had a 50 and he came up with 50. But yeah, you have that option available to you. It's only 7 kilometers from our place here, so you can be out quickly. You can easily do what I just described with multiple countries in a day, or you can get to Hong Kong, or you're 1 hour back to Bangkok, and from Bangkok, of course, the world is your oyster.
Moving forward, I'm thinking I'm probably just going to fly direct out of Samui Airport. Unfortunately, they don't have direct flights to KL now.
No, but they do from Krabi, so you can go Krabi to KL. I know, I'm amazed still on that. I've got to think that that's the next route that Bangkok Airways does it. Bangkok Airways also flies direct from Bangkok to Maldives.
That's right.
4 hours.
That's right.
You've got
that would be a fun trip.
You've got that kind of travel options available to you. And of course, if you're getting to Maldives, Sri Lanka's right beside Maldives. India's very close. It's we flew from Bangkok to New Delhi, and that was 4-hour flight. And Thai Airways, very cheap. So many places here. Japan's airports are amazing. South Korea. They've just built the new one. The biggest one now in Asia is now the new one in Cambodia, in Phnom Penh.
Oh, really?
And then the Middle East ones, you can fly direct here to Doha, Dubai, or Abu Dhabi, direct from Bangkok at least. And then there are also gateways to the world. You can book it. There's a specific way on each of their websites. That's on Air Emirates, Qatar Airways, and Etihad.
Okay.
Out of Abu Dhabi.
Doesn't have to be business class or
No.
economy.
You can when you book the flight, you can book stay. I think they're booked on the drop down as stay over in Dubai or stay over in Doha or stay over in Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
And
good to know.
Yeah,
no idea.
it's a great transition, and from there it's easy access to Europe, easy access to Africa, to Maldives, to.
It's amazing.
It's quite amazing. It really is endlessly amazing. And in Samui, you don't have such a modern influence. Part of why we probably both like it here. It's you're in nature.
Yeah.
You're in a beautiful sunny place.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Paradise.
You don't. The beaches are not on the level of Maldives or Philippines.
No.
But you have maybe 20 beautiful beaches on this island. They're all lovely and all have their own sort of different vibe, different feeling, different flavor. And that makes Samui pretty alluring for many people.
Yeah.
European, you're coming from Italian or Spanish beaches where you're packed. I mean, packed. And you're paying for your little...
Paying through the
for your
nose.
umbrella. You're paying for your little lined up place to see. It's not the same thing at all here.
That doesn't sound very appealing to me, I must say.
Well, I mean, obviously, it appeals to people. But you're right. Once you know the difference, you're probably not going back to it. And that's why ultimately we don't live in Europe now. I like a lot about Spain. I like a lot about Italy. I like a lot about the Mediterranean in general. Croatia, the only dilemma is that Croatia, with stunning beauty, has really caught up cost-wise. It was a cheap
really? Because
location.
I heard that it was like a fraction of the cost of other parts of Europe.
Yeah, I think those things are going. Yeah, I think.
And so is Thailand. Cost of living is increasing here.
It is. There's no question, but I still feel it's a remarkable bargain. I
agree.
I was talking to a friend the other day here, and he's coming from a Canadian perspective and saying, "Wow, what I can buy here compared to what I can buy at home for the same amount of money is shocking."
Eye-opening, eh?
It is eye-opening.
Eye-opening.
And not just the price of entry for the cost of the house or rent associated with
Maintenance.
Everything's cheap, labor's cheap, insurance probably don't need it.
No property tax.
No or low property tax.
Property tax.
You're just not paying the same amounts of money that you need to maintain your lifestyle there, and you're maintaining a great lifestyle.
Beautiful weather year-round too, except 3 months during rainy season.
Well, even 3 months is pushing it, right?
2 months.
Yeah, November is by far the worst month for rain here, and I think we're going to stay around for it because it feels like it's just a nice change. If anything else, it's not bad. But if you really didn't like it, then you sort of, if you were away just for the month of November, you would get around 80% of the rainbow. It can start in late October and carry on into December, but that's about it.
That's about it. Yeah.
And then
maybe into early January if
and
you're
right,
unlucky.
Right back to normal great weather.
But sometimes it's nice to have some rainy days afterwards.
It's wonderful. If you're here long term, it's wonderful. If you're here for a 2-week or a 10-day vacation,
then it's not so fun.
Yeah,
of course.
Then you have to be. But the good thing about Thailand is the weather systems are different around the country, so it's very different. Chiang Mai, you don't want to be there in smoke season.
No.
Don't go in smoke season. In Pattaya, rainy season is big. They really get hammered with rain. getaway.
Phuket too.
Phuket also.
Their rainy season is
big
brutal.
floods and longer rainy seasons. Samui's a less rain volume and shorter duration of the season. So you have options. There's always a place in Thailand where you can be and have great weather, great situation.
For sure.
Year round.
We've never had a tsunami, as far as I know, in recorded history.
Right. Like here from geographical perspective, there's a lot of good things. The Gulf is quite sheltered. The islands in front of the mainland block us off, essentially. It's quite a protected area from major weather catastrophe. It's not like you're exposed to typhoon season in the Philippines, for instance, with Florida and Mexico, and an annual hurricane season where hurricanes blow in and create all sorts of havoc and damage on an annual basis every year. I'm not a fan of having my house blown up.
No, absolutely not.
Blown out to sea. So
same with Tornado Alley too. We've got the Tornado Alley in the U.S., but Texas, Oklahoma, some others, even like Mississippi. I don't know why you'd ever want to live in Mississippi, but I've been watching some tornado videos recently. Just like some of the strongest tornadoes in recorded history.
Violent damage.
Scary shit.
Yeah, that's really scary.
That's some scary shit.
Yeah, so we're quite well protected here. There's lots of great things like that to be said for Samui, or the adjoining islands. There's other islands that if you have a different feeling or different flavor depending on what you're looking for. Thailand has a lot of great options. We're sold. We don't have to sell out anymore. You go to the Andaman though. The Andaman beaches and water I think is nicer. It's nicer than it is here even, and here is quite fabulous. But I think the Andaman ones are nicer.
Koh Lipe in particular, which I still haven't been to yet. I would like to visit.
Really fabulous. As you push further south, like Koh Bulang Lay is a very small one near there.
Thailand.
Yeah, you have Koh Muk, Koh Nai. Yeah, from mainland Krabi.
Koh Phuket.
That's the Cambodia, near the Cambodia border. The three that are near the Cambodia border is Koh Chang, Koh Muk, and on the other side, the other one that's totally interesting to go see there, Koh Nai, Koh Muk, and Koh Libong is close to there. Like I'm missing the name of one of them.
Koh Yai?
Koh Yai and Koh Yanoi are nice islands and they're livable.
Yeah.
The problem with all of those beautiful small islands, they're gorgeous, but they're not so livable. You don't have the infrastructure that you have here. They're great beach vacations.
Sure.
But you can't live on them. You don't have an international airport. You might not have the hospital. Well, you don't. You don't have the healthcare easily available. You don't have the groceries, restaurant options. So the real draw for Samui it's not just, it's a great party, fun location if you want it, but it's livable.
Absolutely.
And some of the most fabulous islands in Thailand aren't livable. So they're just places where you can go for vacation, which we do a lot. Like we love the internal travel, and I don't think we'll ever get enough of that.
How about Koh Kood? Would you consider Koh Kood livable enough?
Koh Kood, I think.
Sorry, not Koh Kood, Koh Chang.
Yeah, Koh Chang is livable enough. It's super rugged and mountainous, as you know, right? It's a little bit difficult to get around there.
Mm-hmm.
You have to sort of carefully select your vehicle and your transportation. It's not as developed as Samui, but that day will probably become, especially if Bangkok Airways does some more development with that.
And maybe they build an airport. It doesn't have an airport yet. Right?
No, it's not coming. I don't think there's any room with how rugged it is, the interior. But Bangkok Airways also owns the Trong airport.
Trot,
sorry.
Yeah, because Mary has a friend in Trot, and we're considering maybe flying there and then go to some of those other
just south of Chantaburi, which is also a lovely town. But if you fly into Trat, then you can go to those three islands. Bangkok Airways is doing some major development at that Trat.
Yeah, I've heard about this. There was an article on Bangkok Post about it recently.
It's coming. And the only interesting thing is what's next. So where do you keep your hopes or place your hopes for the next one? And I think that Koh Kood is a consideration. Well, that area, like if you're very south in Satun province at the Malaysian border, Langkawi's due for development. Langkawi to me is Malaysia's Samui.
Yeah.
It has an international airport, has beautiful beaches, lots of great things to be said about it, and you're a short ferry ride or drive from Thailand, or take a ferry to Koh Lipe, which is stunning on its own. So I do think that area is ripe for major development.
And then there's also Phu Quoc, which is in Vietnam.
Yeah, Phu Quoc, but I mean that level of Chinese takeover there now, and I mean they've turned it into a little bit of a Disneyland. Phu Quoc, for lack of better comparables, is Vietnam's Phuket.
Okay.
And it's highly developed. mega resorts, fun parks. It's over the top. To me, they're both too much. They're both too much like living on cities now. Phuket not developed to the same extent that Phuket is, but it's coming very fast, and Chinese developers are there in a big way, building absolute mega developments. But the kind of things that I don't like is like they build a full mock-up of the city of Venice. I don't come to Southeast Asia to go see Europe.
No.
So I just don't. But I get that they clearly have a market, and I think it's probably predominantly Chinese tourism that's interested in doing that. I like the quiet islands, and the risk of Samui is that it becomes overdeveloped. So you live in this northeast corner, which is highly developed, it's close to the airport. You've got Chaweng, you've got Fisherman's, you've got Bang Rak. But if you go to the southwest corner, it's a very different feel.
It is. Like
south
leaving Hawaii, Thailand.
It's not the same at all.
Peaceful.
It's much more like living on a tropical island. Has more of a Koh Tao type of feel to it than actually being on Samui.
Sure.
It's nice to have that option where you can just drive to it on any given day. Yeah, I mean, we looked carefully. I think anybody can make a reasonable case, depending on their lifestyle, for where you'd like to live around Koh Samui. You want a party, fun place? Chaweng is it. Just go to Chaweng.
Absolutely.
Lamai's maybe a slightly more mature age crowd.
Yeah,
And
older French people.
A lot of the French, the
people,
size of the French community on this island and Italian community is phenomenal. But they bring with them their food, wine, and culture. So we have some
French bakeries.
Really fantastic food and diversity here. It's not just having to have great Thai food all the time. You have options.
Great Western food too.
Yeah, and you can be
your taste.
Fisherman's Village is all Western.
Yeah.
Not all Western, of course. There's Thai restaurants in there also, but you've got an incredible selection in a very tight area. It's fantastic. That night market is great. It's vibrant, fun. You always have some music there, and you have some live music. You can sit down at the tables and
have a cocktail.
Just an outrageous
cocktail, listen to live music.
$100 cocktails and smile and have fun. And then, of course, you've got the sophistication of the village. Now, the complaint about the village in general can be that it's expensive. I mean, you're paying Western style prices, but it's fine dining. You've got a lot of really great dining places, and they're happy to pay for a great experience. And there's not, if you look at that scene along the beach at Fisherman's at night, you've got all those beautiful candlelit restaurants, feet in this.
I gotta make it up here more often.
It's really gorgeous. It's really gorgeous. In fact, that would be a good little video for you. Just do the strip, the beach at night.
Yeah.
But what's beside Coco Town is a completely different experience, a way more sophisticated dining situation. But I don't mind to spend the money at all for the experiences because they're fantastic. Beautiful hotels, impeccable service, great food, great views, and just a different feel than you might get from your own home.
And you stayed at some of the nicest resorts on the entire island, including Banyan Tree, Four Seasons even?
Yeah. Intercon, Hyatt Regency, Solemnity. There's so many amazing places around this island. And we try. I mean, each time I try and pick something new and go stay at a different place for a different experience, just to see like what's the hype about.
Sure.
For some of them, and what's the hype not about? Like why do some places struggle? Usually it's quite self-evident, but it's interesting to go out and have a look around and see what the island really does offer. Because that's not all visible from the street. Or from the street, it looks kind of rough, really, right? It's not that exciting if you're just driving around the loop.
They don't necessarily have the curb appeal.
No,
that you would have in States or somewhere.
Exactly it. Yeah,
but inside it's
stunning. As soon as you go through the gates, like Anantar, going through the gates at Anantar at night, you're into the jungle. It's beautifully illuminated, soft lighting. Stunning setting.
They even used it for shooting many of the scenes in White Lotus.
They did, yeah. Because it's a gorgeous. Yeah, really gorgeous.
Spectacular. So it's been a great interview, you, Todd. I've been wanting to do this interview for a long time now. We've been friends for quite some time, and
I think you're doing a great thing with what you're taking on with both promoting the island and Thailand in general, and I think there are places that are certainly worthy of it. But even just the discussion around them and about how or why, whether it's Geoarbitrage, whether it's retirement, whether it's living a digital nomad type of lifestyle, how this kind of a place, and I'm not saying Samui is the only one in the world, there's lots of great places to do it. And I've seen a lot of those places. I'm just saying.
That's why I want to do the interview.
Look carefully. I choose Samui.
And
I could choose anywhere.
Yeah.
So the reason.
You've been to many places around the world and you choose Samui.
Yeah. careful.
So that says a lot.
It's really a
That's a
carefully
lot.
selected option, and not just a place that we sort of threw a dart at. We're looking for a cheap
Uh-huh.
place or a luxury place or a whatever. There's a lot of really great reasons for Samui, and a lot of really great reasons for Thailand, and
Yeah.
a lot of really great reasons for Southeast Asia in general.
Well, cheers to that.
Yeah, cheers to that. We're done now.
Okay, thanks so much, Todd.
Yeah, thanks, Mike.
And thank you for watching this interview. I really enjoyed this interview with Todd. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one.
Cheers.